My name is Kala, Arvind Kala. Please allow me to congratulate myself. In the last 75 years, one feature has marked the lives of wealthy Europeans or wealthy Americans. They've moved with the weather in the sense that they moved to a cold place in winter and they moved to a warm place in summer. And by a freak of fortune, I have managed the same lifestyle on an anorexic wallet. Right now, for instance, I'm in my village in ancestral village in Uttarakhand. The village is at a height of 4,600 feet. I'm surrounded by hundreds of trees and bushes and ferns, and there's flowers sprouting all over in every second bush, and everywhere. And I have Wi-Fi, I have YouTube, I have TV, I have running water, I have a standing toilet, everything. So what do people do in Delhi? Everybody is bent over a phone. I can bend myself over a phone here, and the speed is equally good. And the life is absolutely, and the most wonderful thing is, if I go in a car and go up, I may not see a soul for 5 kilometers, 7 kilometers, or barely one scooter passing by. And that is absolutely wonderful in India. Since 50% people live in cities, they have no idea what wilderness is, and here it's all wilderness. And the most wonderful thing is that I haven't seen a car in the last 20 days that I've been here. And I haven't heard a car honking, because the road from my village, the road to my village is not motorable. So I walk. And it's just a wonderful place. Why wouldn't I be happy in the midst of thousands of greenery? There's every kind of animal here, in the sense I've seen a fox, I've seen a pythons, I've seen baby deer, I've seen rabbits, and etc. And I've even seen a vulture, seeing which a fellow like Ratan Tata would want to come and pass away in my village, so that vulture can peck at his entrails. So it's absolutely a wonderful life. And mind you, when I tell you that, is I have a place in Delhi, and it's not that Delhi is tough for me. I live in a pretty good house, and for food, etc., I don't have to cook chapatis, etc., etc. I have household help, etc., etc. But I have three problems with Delhi. Two are weather related, God related. That's the heat and the cold. And the third is man created. It's the pollution. Now, my biggest objection to Delhi now is, why would I live in a city where the very air I breathe poisons me? I remember 15 years ago, 20 years ago, before NDTV was bought out by Adani, an ENT doctor in Delhi telling the interviewer that the lungs of 15-year-old guys in Delhi are as black as the lungs of a chap smoking 15 cigarettes a day. I remember that shocked me. And that is absolutely unacceptable to me. As you know, I'm not sweet 16 anymore. Why the hell would I live there if it's going to poison me? Because air pollution causes every kind of disease imaginable. And then now, before I switch to winter, before I switch to cursing the weather, what was that? And the traffic jams. Jesus Christ, you step out anywhere in a car and you're trapped in 2,000 kilos of steel and plastic and rubber. So you're just stuck everywhere. I have a daughter in Delhi living 14 kilometers away. When I go over there, I go for the night and I leave at 7 in the morning and I leave at 7 in the evening. So they don't see me enter and they don't see me leave, because I'm there. So, and that is my biggest problem. And then the cold, I remember that cold, somehow by some bloody misfortune, I happened to spend 5-10 days on a Delhi January days, and a house guest of mine was there from a college. And I was inside a quilt, and my dining table in my Delhi house is in the kitchen. And so the couple, they had breakfast alone because I apologized and I told him I can't get out from under a quilt. So what happens to me in Delhi? I'm a prisoner in a room with a heater. I can't get out of a quilt. And in summer I'm imprisoned in an AC room. Okay, but I'm in jail effectively, isn't it? Because if I step out of the room, I get jacked. So that is the why the hell would I live in a place? And so in Delhi, in a place like Delhi, I'm severely unhappy. The unhappiness gives me the thing, and I keep cribbing. And only one sentence rings out in my mind: what the hell am I doing here? What the hell am I doing here? I'm a very cheerful guy with a very sunny disposition, and my wife also gets very irritated with me, rightly enough, because that weather doesn't bother her as much as it bothers me. It bothers me tremendous, very much. I'm extremely happy in these places. And luckily for me, I have a small little place in Manali. So my wife and me, we go there late April or something, and we stay for 5 months. And in September, we come back to Delhi. Now, Delhi is still too, even these days, etc., everybody is using an AC. And I see no reason why I should be there when I've got a place here, an ancestral place where I can live for free. I mean, and the water bills in Delhi are 3,000 a month, and AC bills are 10,000 a month. And here, the water bill is almost zero, and AC bill and electricity bill is barely 200. So why I live for free? Yeah. So what the hell am I getting in Delhi that I don't get here? And you know what? What are the now? I'm not talking of working people who are, earning big bucks and driving big cars, etc., etc. I'm not. I'm talking of people who do nothing really productive, like a guy like me, retired people, like they say. I see no reason why half of them, they're waiting for the children to come, and even when they're 70, 75, and those children are 45, 50, etc. The parents, old parents are waiting for the children to come, and the children are waiting for the parents to go, not to go there to the parents' home, but to go up. That is the reality, so that they can inherit all the stuff that the parents are holding on to, which will they'll keep holding on to till the day of reckoning comes. So it's just a lack of imagination that keeps people in Delhi. Thousands of people can live a life like mine. Now, I have a big family. I have cousins, etc., etc. All of them, not one of them returns to Garhwal. And Garhwal is just wonderful. You don't feel alone in the midst of bloody nature, yeah. Hundreds of bushes and this and that, and woodpeckers, and the chirping of birds. And what the hell do we do in Delhi? We are waiting, and nobody has a kind of a social life. Apart from that, with age, what happens is your friends scatter, your brothers, sisters die, or you die yourself, and your world keeps shrinking, 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 and even the other fellows, their knees are knocking, and their shoulders are going, involuntarily jerking up. Some fellows saying, I had a stent, this thing. Then they start exchanging news about stents, etc., etc., etc. And so it's nothing. Nobody really meets. They're just caught up in traffic jams. The life there is. I'm only unhappy in Delhi. And I manage, and believe me, and I go to Manali and I go to Goa. And believe me, I have very little money. My finances, I would say, are precarious. But I'm a smart guy. Let me congratulate myself again. In Manali, I have a scooter. In 95,000 rupees scooter, and in the 4 5 months I stay there, I spend barely 600 700 rupees on gas. And we pass all those cars, chaps with cars are stranded, and I go sail past. And in Goa, I do the same. I spend 2 3 months in Goa in winter, and I get a AC room for 1500, and the wonderful landlord allows me to use a scooter there. So there also I move around, like Julius Caesar. So life is pretty cool, yeah, if you know what to do. And one thing, you have to you have to like your own company. You should be able to your own thoughts should keep you company. If that hasn't happened, what do husbands and wives do? Long married husbands and wives, married 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, they have nothing to say to each other. They find each other very boring. They are by and large very boring. 80% of the people are very, very boring, and they don't know what to do. So the husband sits like this and the wife sits like this, and each one thinks to himself, what the hell am I doing with this partner? And the partner is thinking exactly the same. And so, one thing I do, I have a pretty good equation with my wife. But one thing I do, I make sure that 3 months or something, I'm apart from her, in the sense in Goa, etc. And she doesn't mind at all. She also wants a break from my scintillating company. So right now, for instance, I've been here for 3 weeks all alone, and she'll join me just now. She'll stay another 15 days. We'll stay another 15 days, go back to Delhi, etc., etc. And in winter, I'll move to Goa. And I live on a tight budget. Tight budget in the sense that I afford whatever I want. I can afford. So that way I have it pretty good. So I think a lot of people should follow my example. I don't know why they don't. I want to help people, but somehow I don't seem to attract anybody. Yeah, I'm willing to give my advice for gratis, yeah, pro bono, for free, but nobody seems to seek it. So what to do? I mean, I would like to help people, but if I can't, so be it. Yeah, so be it. Well, friends, this is all I wanted to say, and I've said it. So if you like my viewpoint, etc., etc., why don't you forward it to everybody, all your friends and all? Okay, I'll buzz off. Huh? See you later, alligator.